My name's Martin Bradley. Got a personality disorder. I've had problems since the age of 8 or 9.
My name's Phil. I've had a personality disorder diagnosis for about 12 months. I've known I've had some sort of mental health problem probably for, I don't really good at keeping track of time, but probably 15, 20 years or something like that.
My name's Claire Turner. I was diagnosed about 2 years ago after different sort of diagnoses that have been given eventually. I got in contact with a personality disorder champion. It happened to be my CPN,
Yeah.
and she recognised a lot of the signs straight away, and it went on from there to get a diagnosis.
My name's Caroline Astle. I'm 44 years old. I've been in the mental health system since I was 15 and a half years old, and I was in St Edward's, the big old institution. I went in with anorexia. I was kept in for 2.5 years on different wards.
I'd gone out with a knife, followed somebody with the intention of killing him. Just as I was about 10 yards away, they stopped, got a key out of the pocket and went into the house. Otherwise I'd have killed him. I was seeing a substance abuse counsellor, and I said to him I was a bit worried because this had happened, you know what I mean, and then he got me to see the psychiatrist there. He got me an urgent appointment with the psychiatrist 3 days later. Well, the psychology treatment that I've had, I mean that's been going on for 12 years. I think it took 4 years before I could see any difference myself, whereas the psychologist would be saying that she could see a lot of change from when I first went there.
When I first came across it and was made aware, it actually was very helpful to me, because what it did was it helped focus on what exactly it was that I had a problem with, which I hadn't recognised before. Actually, when I look back on it, it was sort of obvious, but that's how it goes, isn't it? Until somebody pointed out, or until I read it, I thought I didn't realise that the big problem I had was avoiding things, and that's what led to me being depressed and anything else that I had.
I think I was shocked at first because I'd had so many years, you know, a good 12 years in services. I was never actually hospitalised. I was always sort of able to just stay sort of on the edge, if you like, without tipping the balance. I think there was also a lot of relief as well, because I'd had different diagnoses over the years, and I always felt different, and nothing ever seemed to fit or make sense. So having a diagnosis for me was a big relief.
And it wasn't until around about 1994, 6, when I got given a different psychiatrist. I'd had numerous in between, and he told me what I was suffering with, why I was so dysfunctional and all over the place, was I'd got unipolar borderline personality disorder. And I just looked at him, so it means nothing to me. Is it curable? No. Oh, that was devastating. He says things will improve and can improve, and maybe by the time you're 50 it'll settle down. But when you're in your 20s and you're told that, it just feels like the world's been pulled out from under your feet. It just feels like no hope.
Well, I do exercise. The gardening helps. I do that 3 times a week because I find that really relaxing. It's something that I'm good at, so I can just lose myself in that.
I actually cope quite well in most situations. I've got a supportive family, which is good. It makes a real big difference. And I've been able to work most of my life. I've had a bit of a struggle lately, but otherwise, I've managed most of life. I managed to get through okay.
I think having a supportive family, particularly a supportive husband, has really helped.
It took a long time for somebody, a psychiatrist, to sit me down and say, this is what you've got. And I like the honesty of him for saying that, all right, we can't cure it, but what we can do is help you cope with the symptoms as and when they arise and help you to manage them. Yeah, so that helped balance it out, but it is devastating when you've told instead of like just being, oh, you've got depression or something, which may come and go or may just go. You've got this and you've got it for life.
Ongoing support. So I've been seeing my psychologist for 12 years, and then they told her because she became head of department that she couldn't have outpatients. So, well, if you go up now, you get a course of 20 sessions or something stupid. You can't do that with personality disorder. I don't need help every week. It needs to be something that I can go and access when I need it.
For the first quite a few years, it was a case of on antidepressants. I had a diagnosis of depression and going back to the doctors every now and again because they didn't seem to make any difference.
Getting a good psychiatrist, one who I can trust, that goes a long way. Honesty from him, so if he knows things aren't going to work, even if I'm asking for it, I appreciate the honesty. Knowing that he will give and take with me if I ask for something and he's not sure, we can come to an understanding, so it's never just black and white.
Recovery for me would be waking up in the morning, actually looking forward to the day, not having any problems during the day, and not going to bed thinking tomorrow I'm either going to top myself or go and kill somebody so that I can go to jail and just chill out.
I go backwards and forwards with that really. I'm never quite sure. Sometimes I sort of think like it needs to be about me getting back to full-time work. That's one way that I sometimes think about it. And then I'll come off that and think, oh, hang on, you're doing loads of other stuff, voluntary stuff and things like that, and that's fine, so why don't you just stick with that. But I suppose really the main thing is it's about accepting that I don't have to sort of I can take it slowly. I don't have to sort of put great pressure on myself, but just to keep really working on the social stuff and things like that. Try not to let myself just go backwards really, just keep going forwards.
I sort of call my recovery remission really, and it sort of dips in and out because PD is so up and down. I can be sort of manic one day and a bit chaotic the next and all over the place. But then I can have good days where I'm able to apply wellness tools. So I see it as a lifelong journey really. I don't see that there's going to be a quick fix. It's just a case of managing problems as they come up really.
Now, a lot more optimistic. I'm off all medication. I've been for about 3 months. First time since 15. So, my life's a lot more stable. I've been through a stressful couple of years. But I've managed to stay out because my psychiatrist upped the amount of times he was seeing me. He upped my care plan to make sure everything was happening more often and for me to be monitored more. And with his help and a lot of other people, I've managed to stay out. I'm busy a lot, I'm happier, my life isn't as manic. I understand me more.